Well, hello everybody, and welcome. Welcome to Starry Tarot. My name is Sophie, for those of you who may be new here, and if you are new here, thank you for your subscription. It means a lot to me. If you are returning, welcome back. Good to see you. And again, for those who may be new here, I am your friendly tarot reader for this day, this afternoon, evening, wherever you are. I use the traditional RWS deck. I have many different decks that I use by different artists, but it is always the traditional standard 78 card deck. Today we are using the adorably beautiful Black Cat Tarot deck, Tarot de los Gatos Negros. We love this deck. It was a gift from a friend of mine not long ago. I've had it for a little while, and it is one of those decks I just love to work with because I've had it for so long that it's so easy to shuffle and just kind of, it's like butter in my hands almost. So the way that this channel works, all my donation information for readings can be found there at the top of the chat, pinned to the top of the chat. I can answer any of your questions with the exception of medical and or legal questions. I offer one question mini reading at $7.77. If you use Venmo, Cashapp, or PayPal. If you use SuperChat, it's $9.99. And that's one question, 5 cards. If you want a full reading, which is 10 cards, either one question or split into 2 5-card questions, that is $14.14 over Cashapp, Venmo, or PayPal, or $20.20 over SuperChat. I also offer 15-card in-depth reading. That can be one question as well, or split into either 2 questions, 1 10, 1 5, or 3 5-card questions. And that is $21.21, again, over PayPal, Cashapp, or Venmo. I don't know if you're noticing a pattern, but it's definitely the preferred mode of donation reception. YouTube does take 30% of Super Chats. We love YouTube and we love Super Chat. It is primarily used by my international clients, for those who don't have access to PayPal or Cashapp or Venmo. But YouTube does indeed take 30%, so that is why the rates are slightly higher. But I do answer questions of all types. I answer a lot of romance questions, but I am also a psychic medium. I can communicate with those who have passed on. I can communicate with those who are no longer with us. I do request, though, if that is something that you are interested in, I do need your loved one's name and date of birth and passing, as well as their relation to you. It's super helpful if you can send me a photograph, usually over Instagram or email is great. It's not mandatory, but it just really helps the process. But I do ask that I do need the information before I can confirm that I can get in touch with them. 95% of the time I can, but I just don't want to disappoint. As I mentioned earlier, I answer a lot of romance questions. If there is somebody who who you are currently amorously interested in or involved with, romantically involved with, I highly recommend my soulmate confirmation reading. I will clarify that not all soulmates, as I actually was talking about with one of my clients earlier this week, not all soulmates are of the romantic variety. We tend to believe that in Western culture, but that's not the case. We have soulmates of all types. We have family members or soulmates, friends, neighbors, animals, coworkers, you name it. And they come in many different, they're in our lives for many different reasons and for different lengths of time. But we have many different soulmates. But this reading in particular is in question of someone in your life who you are romantically interested in or involved with. And the reading is quite simple. It can be done in one of two ways. The first way is the usual way we do it. I directly ask your spirit guides, your angels, your ancestral messengers, if the person who you are interested in is, or involved with, if they are indeed a soulmate or not. And if the answer is yes, they'll explain why. If the answer is no, they'll also explain why not. And something that I don't believe I've mentioned before, but I just thought of now, I will say, just because someone is not necessarily a soulmate of yours does not mean that they're not a significant partner in your life or that they don't serve a purpose, which is why I also offer the question to be asked alternatively, in which we ask your spirit guides and your angels, your ancestral guides, if the person in question is someone who they give their blessing towards. If you do get their blessing, your angel's spirit's blessing regarding someone in your life, it's a big deal. It is definitely not something to be taken lightly. It's not, I don't want to say it's uncommon, but I've definitely gotten spirit's blessing from people's spirit guides. But sadly, they are very, not sadly, it's a good reason. They just want the very, very best for us in all aspects, and including the people in our lives. And if they, for whatever reason, don't feel that they would treat us in the very, very best way possible, or for whatever reason, they will state their opinion. It's kind of like a very, very judgmental but loving relative who really just wants the very, very best, very, very best for you. So I offer a soulmate confirmation reading. I also offer past life readings. I've been studying past life regression since I was able to read. I realized that tarot was a modality for me to access people's past lives, specifically my clients' past lives, through tarot. A couple years into my channel's burgeoning, 5 years ago, about a month today, actually, yeah, a month today. It's been a year and 1 month. Starry Tarot has been around. She is 5 years old. Yeah, I realized I was able to channel people's past lives, and it can be done with any intent. It doesn't necessarily have to be asked with the intent of illustrating a past life of yours that will help you most in your path in this life now, or the challenges that you're facing in this life now. It doesn't have to be of that nature. It can be for any reason. And the more personal it is to you, obviously, the better I don't want to say the better the reading, but yeah, the better the reading. If you do it for your own intent and your own questions, your own curiosity about your soul's tapestry and your soul's journey, then it's more individualized, more personal, more for you. As I mentioned earlier, I answer a lot of romance questions, a lot of questions pertaining to love. I developed a spread about five years ago, a little over 5 years ago, that a lot of my clients refer to as the OG reading or the OG love reading. It answers 3 questions in one. I call it my TFI spread. It stands for thoughts, feelings, and intentions, because it answers all those 3 questions in one. And it can be done with a mini reading, a full reading, or an expanded reading, anyone you want. And it's at no additional donation amount. It's just a reading suggestion. And I highly suggest it because, yeah, it answers not just 3 questions in one, but we get their thoughts towards you, their current feelings towards you, and their current intentions towards you, in addition to their current energies in general towards the connection, and your current energies in general towards the connection. So it really answers 5 questions. It's very comprehensive. So I highly recommend that if you do have a question that is pertaining to matters of the heart. I also offer private readings. I offer 2 different types of private readings. I offer them one-on-one, scheduled by appointment. They are over Zoom, and you are able to. What you're seeing now is what you'll see there. You'll see the cards. You'll see me. You'll hear me. And minimum is 20 minutes. But I highly recommend. Actually, we can get a lot done in 20 minutes, quite frankly. But there's really no limit to how long your reading can be. And it also you have that extra level of privacy and discretion that just can't be offered over a YouTube live stream. It's one-on-one, so you don't have any distractions. I don't have any distractions. There's no ads. It's just you and me, and you can give me all of the context and backstory that you feel is necessary and that you feel would help me in getting to the bottom of things. There's no limit to the number of questions we can ask or the number of cards that I pull. I highly recommend scheduling a private reading with me for all of my clients, at least once. It helps me get to know you better. It helps you get to know me better as a reader. But I really recommend it for clients of mine who are dealing with an issue that's got a lot of layers to it and needs to be unpacked one by one. Multifaceted question that has many related multifaceted questions with that. So keep that in mind. I also offer private readings. And then the second type of private reading that I offer is more for reasons of convenience. If you send me your donation and your question, I can answer it within 24 hours. I can usually get back to you within about 3 to 4 hours, depending on where I am. But that's great for convenience. If you don't see me online and you need me to answer a question, sometimes you can catch me before I go online. Oftentimes you can. And you also have that level of discretion and privacy that any live stream can't offer. So if your question is something that you don't want to be public or online for whatever reason, then that is always an alternative as well, and it's at no additional donation amount. As it stands right now, the donation queue is currently open. So whoever donates next will be read for next. Thank you so very much. Hi, Charles. How are you doing? Tisha, sorry, is it Tasha or Tisha? I hope I'm pronouncing your name correctly. Yes, I am still doing readings, love. Yeah, the donation queue is open, so if you make a donation, you'll be read for next, love. Thank you. Oh, you're fine, love. You're fine. It's been a little bit of a slow night, so no rush. You're fine. Sorry, I just posted it there, but that's my Cashapp. It's my name, Sophie Halton, but even easier, you can just click on this. There we go. Thank you so much, Tisha, for your donation, love. Did you have multiple questions, or did you just have one question? My boyfriend's acting weird again. He's staying in the bathroom for hours. What's going on? What's your boyfriend's name? And do you happen to know his sign? And what is your sign? His name's, oh, I've read for you before. His name's Hillary. Okay, I remember. And you're also a Cancer. That's really, when I saw Hillary Cancer, that was really crazy for me. One of my oldest and dearest friends, she's a she. Her name's Hillary, but she's a Cancer. And I was like, wait, Hillary, that's Cancer? I'm sorry you're going through this. You said he's acting weird again. So when you say he's been acting weird in general, or has he been locking himself in the bathroom? Has that been like the main behavior? Angels, messengers, and spirit guides. Why is Hillary acting weird towards Tisha? Oh, you're a Taurus. Oh, I'm sorry. Angels, messengers, and sorry, I accidentally. I don't have my glasses on. I thought you wrote mine too, but you wrote mine. Taurus. I gotcha. Angels, messengers, and spirit guides. Why is Hillary acting weird towards Tisha? Angels, messengers, and spirit guides. Why is Hillary acting weirdly towards Tisha? Angels, messengers, and spirit guides. Why is Hillary acting weirdly towards Tisha? Angels, messengers, and spirit guides. Why is Hillary acting weirdly towards Tisha? Angels, messengers, and spirit guides. Why is Hillary acting weird towards Tisha? Angels, messengers, and spirit guides. Why is Hillary acting weirdly towards Tisha? Angels, messengers, and spirit guides. Why is Hillary acting weirdly towards Tisha? And how long have the two of you been together? It's been a new behavior he started in the last 2 weeks. Okay. Yeah, hiding in the bathroom is concerning to me. For a specific reason, I'll get to in a moment. You might know what I'm talking about, but you might not. Angels, messengers, and spirit guides. Why is Hillary acting weird towards Tisha? And I don't want to tell you what my fear is unless the cards like suggest that might be the issue. Okay, because I don't want to make you worry about something that you don't need to worry about. A year, okay. Angels, messengers, and spirit guides. Why is Hillary acting weird towards Tisha? Angels, messengers, and spirit guides. Why is Hillary acting weird towards Tisha? Angels, messengers, and spirit guides. Why is Hillary acting weirdly towards Tisha? Angels, messengers, and spirit guides. Why is Hillary acting weirdly towards Tisha? Angels, messengers, and spirit guides. Why is Hillary acting weirdly towards Tisha? Angels, messengers, and spirit guides. Why is Hillary acting weirdly towards Tisha? Angels, messengers, and spirit guides. Why is Hillary acting weirdly towards Tisha. Ancient Masters and Spirit Guides, why is Hillary acting weirdly towards Tisha? Ancient Masters and Spirit Guides, why is Hillary acting weirdly towards Tisha? Ancient Masters and Spirit Guides, why is Hillary acting weirdly towards Tisha? Ancient Masters and Spirit Guides, why is Hillary acting weirdly towards Tisha? And when he hides when he locks himself in the bathroom, does he stay in there for a prolonged amount of time? Well, I'm guessing. And he, in silence, like he doesn't talk. We got 5 of Swords reversed, 2 of Wands, 7 of Wands reversed. Sorry, give me one moment here. This is a different deck, and the kings and the queens are different to identify. One sec. Sorry about that. Okay, Queen of Pentacles, 9 of Wands, King of Wands reversed, I want to say this is the moon. What the bloody hell is this? I should know what number 18 is. It is the moon. Just want to be totally clear here. 6 of Cups, Knight of Pentacles, Ace of Pentacles, 5 of Cups, 8 of Pentacles, 2 of Cups reversed, the Star reversed, and Queen of Swords reversed. Okay. So he's just in there. He's just in there, and he's just quiet. Now, looking at the cards here, just at a cursory glance, going through each card, but not like going deep into each card like we're about to, but just like at first glance, I'm not seeing any cards that speak directly to addiction or substance abuse. So I'm gonna ask you, because that was my fear, because addicts do that sometimes when they're trying to hide getting high. They'll go into the bathroom and lock the door and get high, and that's where they're quiet. I mean, yeah, he could just be taking a big fat doo-doo, but we know that's not the case. We don't think that's the case. Doesn't sound like it. That's what happens. Has he, okay, but has he, so you've been with him for a year. Has he had substance abuse issues in the past? Because I am seeing something about hiding, and I'm definitely not seeing anything about cheating. But there's something he's hiding. And there's shame here, girl. So, starting with this 5 of Swords reversed. So I'm a former addict, 15 years clean. I know addiction. I've been through the program. He has a long history of substance and mental health. Okay, I really think that's what's going on. Because what I'm seeing here is a man who has very strong affections for you, very strong desire for you. It's nothing of that nature. And I'm not seeing him having affections for another woman. But I'm seeing him feeling defeated and feeling ashamed. Feeling like he wants to do the right thing, yet he just can't seem to do it. His mind and his body work against him. He feels like he's not in control. This King of Wands reversed. Regret, guilt, shame, Five of Cups. Two of Wands. This is what I've said. One of my things that I always say when we're talking about loving someone or being with someone with substance abuse issues, it's almost as if that substance is the mistress when it becomes a problem. He lost his job 2 months ago. Okay, so that explains this Eight of Pentacles and the Moon and the Two of Wands. Yeah, he's at a crossroads, and I'm not making excuses for his relapse. When I'm going through this, please, I'm not making excuses for his relapse, his use or anything here. I'm just explaining what the cards are saying here. He's at a crossroads. He legit, not only is he hiding something from you with this Moon card, but he also doesn't know what to do or where to go. Two of Wands, the Moon, idle hands or the Devil's Workshop, right? Eight of Pentacles. He's out of sustained paid work. Girl, I remember reading for you now. I remember reading for you. I don't know if it was the last time I read for you, but I think you mentioned that he also felt insecure. Or I mentioned that part of his insecurity, and I stand by this because I'm seeing it here too, is he feels insecure when he's with someone and he's not making more money. He feels that, I don't know if it was just the way he was raised, like that's what manhood is. It does feel like a manhood thing. Like something related to how he relates to his gender. He wants to be able to take care of you. And at this time, you can take care of yourself and him. It's not a problem. You just want him to be well. And I have been paying for more stuff. I think he feels some way. Okay, I didn't read that before I just said everything I just said. I just told you I don't have my glasses on. So I have to like go up close to read everything. Okay, I did not read that what you just typed, and I have been paying for more stuff. I think he feels some way. I didn't read that. Everything I just said just now was before I read that sentence. I remember that reading that I gave you, and I was like, damn, like that. So we've got two things going on here. I don't know if he was using the last time I read for you. Do you remember how long ago? I think it feels like it was like 2-3 weeks ago, maybe a month ago. And I didn't sense that he was actually using at that point. In fact, I may have even said no. It sounds like he is now. It sounds like he's reached his breaking point in terms of this crossroads that he's at. Like, where do I go from here? The shame, the guilt, the regret. There's a lot of shame, girl. Strength reversed. King of Wands reversed. A lot of guilt. Not guilt, but shame. Yeah, guilt, because he feels guilty for using. And I think part of him feels slightly guilty when you have to pick up the tab more. Even though I don't think you have a problem with it, because you know he's at a crossroads. He's in an in-between phase, and it's temporary. I don't think you have a problem with it. He's the one that does, correct? Am I correct about that? And even if you said, yeah, I am kind of getting tired of it, I'd be totally fine with you hearing that too. But I just get that vibe. Yeah, a month ago, I didn't feel that. And I can pick up on that pretty, like, girl, I picked up on it before I even touched the cards. You know, just that one thing you told me. I went to get a drink of water for a moment, and I thought I was not replaying, but like in my mind, I was like rehashing what you just typed. I'm like, whoa, okay, bathroom, alone time. Whenever I had experienced that in the past, or people I know in the past, it was usually that, and not usually. It was always that. And I do remember you telling me that he had a history. Yes, I am good. You're a good team. Don't judge. For real. Yeah, and that was the feeling I got, was you're down to just be a team player. You love him. You know, he has his demons that he's overcome. He's had a lot of demons he's overcome, and you've really like been integral to that. And yeah, you just give me the vibe of someone who's like, we're in this together, and he's not, and furthermore, he's not using you. Like, I can tell when people are using people. This guy ain't using you. He does. If anything, he doesn't like it. He really doesn't want it this way, but he also doesn't know what to do. Has he been looking for jobs? Because that's the next point I want to get to. Is he is feeling like really like, where do I go to from here? Or like where do I go from here? He said he was let off from 2 jobs. That also calls into question: was he laid off, or was it because of something he did? And he's been looking different, not eating as much. I noticed. Oh my, that was, yeah. I was just gonna say. I was just I wasn't gonna say it, but it went through my mind. Like because I didn't want to make you feel badly, but like I was thinking like he's probably even like skipping meals because out of the shame of knowing that you're like paying for what for the food he's eating. It's like that, the shame, the strength reversed. Oh, sorry, this isn't strength reversed. My bad. This is 7 of Wands reversed. 7 of Wands reversed. Okay, very similar energies. Feeling defeated. He's feeling like he can't defend himself anymore. And by defend himself, I don't mean like he feels like he needs to defend his behaviors. It like very literally, like he can't like take care of himself. He feels like he's lost agency. And I am seeing a man who loves you dearly. He's not acting weirdly because he doesn't want to be with you, or he wants to be with someone else. God, and I don't. And you didn't suggest that, and I don't think you suspected that. Maybe you did. I don't know. I don't think you did, but don't worry about that. I don't see that. The 6 of Cups. He treasures what the 2 of you have, and he doesn't want to lose it. But he's fearful. He's really fearful that he's gonna f this up with the 2 of Cups reversed, because he knows you have boundaries. You did a little. Actually, I think you did mention that the last reading. That was I mean, that stands to reason. We question everything. If you have no idea, it could be anything. And I believe I said no. I just don't get that vibe. I don't feel. I don't get that energy. I don't feel, and I don't see it in the cards either. It's not a lack of affections. His affections are still very, very warm for you. Very loving. He values you a lot. You mean a lot to him. You're this Queen of Pentacles here. This is you. This Knight of Pentacles represents the stability that you do provide for him in his life, of which there is little to none. If it weren't for you, he would have little to no stability in his life. You're probably aware of that. I'm not saying that he's completely useless on his own and that you did everything, and but like you really, really helped him like overcome a lot of demons and get back on the right track, or get on the right track. In general, and he's worried. He's concerned. He is concerned that he's going to lose you. That this is going to dissolve the relationship, because he's sick. Addiction's a disease. I mean, it's not like lupus or cancer. But it's a mental. It's a real affliction of the mind, and it will make kindest, most genuine, wonderful person into someone you didn't even know, someone who they didn't even know. You become someone who you don't even know, like you don't recognize. And you do things that you never thought you would do. And you often, not often, but almost always, especially the deeper it gets, the addiction, you prioritize the substance over the humans that you love. And he's been in, this isn't his first rodeo. He knows, he's seen this spiral before. He's seen this happen. It's happened to him before, and he's so fearful of. He's like, it's almost it's not even so much fear as so much it is like hopeless, complete hopelessness. Like this is a pattern in my life. I can't control myself. I'm helpless. I can't. There's nothing I can do to help myself. I'm completely helpless against my addiction. There's nothing I can do about it. The addiction has control over me. The addiction dictates how I live my life and what I do. Not me. Not my free will. Also, part of him losing weight and not eating, drugs do that. I thought he's cheating because he's been on his phone in the bathroom with him. I don't hear him talking though. I thought texting. He could be texting, folks, and I don't mean women. I mean, he could just be like leaving comments on stupid YouTube videos and stuff. You know, you don't need to be communicating necessarily with an individual to be texting. And I hate to say it, but he could be texting, you know, oftentimes when people start doing drugs, they have drug buddies. I mean, he could be talking to them. Who knows? But I don't feel like it's another woman. The good news here, despite his hopelessness, he doesn't want to lose. He doesn't want to lose you. He doesn't want to lose this. He doesn't want to lose his autonomy. He still has fight in him. With this Nine of Wands, he still does. And he absolutely still values you and wants you guys to remain together. But he does know that there needs to be like a fresh start between the things got to change. Not things. He's got to change. He's got to find a job and he's got to stop using for this to work, for this to be a win. Because right now he's not not living in the present. He's looking back at the failures he's had in his past, and like, oh well, my relationship, you know, my addiction or my behaviors in the past were what ended not just romantic relationships, but jobs, friendships. So it's a pattern, and it's what I'm doomed to do. He sways between being in that position mentally, and then you mentioned he has mental health issues. Sounds a little bit like borderline, because it's like back and forth. It's swaying back and forth between I'm helpless against this. This is a pattern that's doomed to repeat itself, and I'm going to fight for my life here, my life and my love. I'll do anything to fight for my life and my love here. It's going back and forth. And you may have noticed that behaviorally too. Like he's not weird all the time, I'm sure. I'm sure there's times where he's behaving rather normally. I think you also mentioned that he stopped taking his meds, and if that was you, I can't stress enough how poorly that was timed. worst timing in the world to get off one's meds when one's lost 2 jobs. You thought he was still in love with a girl named Trina? Did I tell you he was still in love with a girl named Trina? He may be talking to a girl named Trina, hun, but what I'm seeing here is someone who's not well. And if he is talking to someone or talking to Trina, he doesn't have the capacity for to even put. He loves you. I'll tell you that. He loves you. I can confirm that. But he's so like not well right now that he can't be the man you need. Now, do you think that, and I don't know Trina, but the guy's likely relapsed. He's unemployed. He's got a girlfriend. I don't know if she knows that. I hope she knows that. I highly doubt Trina is like, yeah, let me get back with Hillary. You know what I mean? He's not, and I think he's even like, I know he's feeling like crap about himself. That's what I was saying, is he's not loving himself at all right now. And when you don't love yourself, how the hell are you supposed to love anyone else? Like Paul says, it's true. I'm not saying he doesn't love you. He does. He really does. The value he has for you is deep. But he's not allowing, but it's like he's surrendering to his demons when he could be reaching out for help, which he should be doing. It's hard to surrender and ask and submit to help when you need it. But he's also got pride. And again, I'm not making excuses, but I think also, even if he does still have some feelings for Trina, which I can't confirm, but even if he did, he's in such a low place. I don't think he's thinking about reaching out to past flames. He's concerned about you and him, the future of you and him. He's concerned about his own future in general. So I don't want to say one problem's worse than the other, because they're both bad situations. There's something is going wrong here with him, and it's hard because you can't. I don't know if you can legally. I don't think you can legally force someone to take their meds, and he desperately needs them. I don't know what he's on, but it doesn't need to be whatever he's on right now, whatever it is. That's really weird. Yeah. I mean, I don't want to say there you go, but that says a lot. He's out of it. He's out to lunch. You know that phrase, the lights are on but nobody's home? It's like literally the lights are off. The lights were on, no one was home. The lights are off and still no one's home. He was using crack for years. Okay. Yeah. Well, if he's using crack, the only way to administer crack is through smoking it. I'm assuming there's a window in your bathroom. I don't know what crack smells like, and I'm happy to not know what it smells like. But if I did, I would tell you, just so you could get an idea. You could probably look up what it's supposed to smell like. Get a whiff when he's out of there. That's what I was thinking today, that he's mentally gone. He is. He's mentally gone. Yeah. He's checked out. Because his conscious waking life, his conscious waking sober life is just too much for him to handle right now. he lost both of, not one, but 2 jobs. You know, and then he stopped taking his meds. And then he's likely started using again. It's I'm really sorry, Tisha. And there's only so much you can do, and it sounds like you're doing everything that you can do, all you can do. I have smelled it, and the house and bathroom doesn't smell like that. It's a strong smell. Okay. I've likely probably smelled it just walking downtown. But yeah, no, it's a strong. I know. I do know it's a strong smell. I've heard that. So, and if you know and can recognize it, and you're not smelling it, I mean, he could be blowing it out the window, but or he could be using something else. I don't know. But I'm so sorry, Tisha. I don't know. I don't know what the best course of action is here, because you can lead a horse to water, but you can't make him drink. You know, you can't force him to take his meds. You can't. But you also can't condone that kind of weird behavior too. But I did notice he is carrying lighters. Oh, so yeah, he's igniting something. If he's not a smoker. That's a big that's a tip. That would be a big tip for me. He does, yeah. Yep. He's lighting something. He's burning something, and I don't think it's incense or sage. Unless he's into that kind of stuff. But I don't think that. Something tells me he's not. I think he's smoking something, girl. First thing that came to my mind. What's his relationship like with his family? Is there any way that there could be an intervention of some type? I mean, we don't know for sure. One day he fell asleep in the bathroom. Yeah. And I know he told you that he used to use crack, but you know, that's a hard ass drug, and usually if someone, I mean, addicts usually have like a drug of choice, but some have a few, and you know, maybe it's not crack, maybe it's something else, who knows, but I do feel like he's on something. Yeah, I really, I mean, the thing with interventions is leverage, and you do have leverage, money. You're the one taking care of him. You're the one putting a roof over his head right now. I'm kind of scared to call his sister. Why? Is there somewhere else he would go if you kicked him out? If you, like, say you caught him, like straight up, you just caught him hidden his crack pipe. Would you kick? Would you? What would you do? Well, he is the one still paying the rent. I am staying with him. He gets disability. Oh, okay, so he's covering the rent. We were waiting on my townhouse to get finished. It's being rehabbed. Okay. Oh, I remember. Yeah, you have your own place, and y'all are waiting. Excuse me. Y'all are waiting for it to be renovated. Yeah, I don't know if you ever watched that show, Intervention, or if you ever had to have an intervention with a loved one, but it's about leverage. It's about consequences. It's about, I love you so much, but I can't sit here and watch you destroy yourself and our connection, our relationship, our love. If you want to continue living this way, you can, but you can't do it, with me. That's, or you get help, you need to like actually get help. You need to take your meds. Like, we need to have like a regimen, like a disciplined regimen for you, so you're not using, because it's not tolerable. It's not within the limits of your boundaries, and that's really hard. As I say, I know I'm making it sound like it's easy peasy lemon squeezy. No, as I say to a lot of people, like, right on, like, for having boundaries, like, creating boundaries is tough, but the toughest part is maintaining them. That's the most important part, is that you maintain those boundaries, and he knows what they are. If he, it sounds like you, not like you saved his life, but it sounds like he was in a troubled place when you guys first started dating, and he was transparent about it with you. And as I said, you were really, really important to, like, like one of the main reasons why he was able to turn his life around and get on the right track again. And now he's comfortable. Well, he's actually very uncomfortable in his life, and he's being tested by life. In the first time that's happened in the past year you guys have been dating, this is the first test. You knew that he had an addiction in the past. He got clean. Hooray! That's awesome. But the real test comes when shit hits the fan, and shit hit the fan, and he's spiraling. He stopped taking his meds, and how the hell are you supposed to find a job? I'm a little curious as to how he lost 2 jobs, too. That's making me wonder, was it performance related, or did he just get laid off? Do you know why? Do you think the problems kind of started then? Because I feel like, yeah, this is a test from, and all of us face them. It's the hardest part of staying sober. Like, a lot of people get sober. I didn't have the luxury of getting to go to rehab, but like, you're sober and things are great, and then you lose a job, or you lose, or someone, God forbid, dies, and then you have to sit with those nasty feelings. And he hasn't had to sit with really bad feelings for a while, because he's been in love with you, building a life with you. And I'm sorry, I was not saying that he's not in love with you anymore, and that's not what I mean. But when he lost those jobs, it was like reality hit. When shit hit the fan, it was like, like, he still loves you. I can guarantee you that. I see it. But he and loves you so much and knows you love him so much. This is just my theory. I didn't see this in the cards, but I would stand to believe, just from an addict's brain, he was thinking, part of his reasoning in using again was, I know Tisha loves me so much. I can use just once and I'll be fine. She won't know, and it won't hurt our relationship, but it'll ease some of the pain and crappy feelings I'm having, and no, nothing will happen. That's what I mean by the spiral. It started with just a straight line. He was on the straight path. Sorry to get all like wisdomy on you, but former addict, so I know how the brains work there, and I'm also not a doctor, so bear that in mind. I'm not a doctor, I'm not a therapist, but I've had a lot of addiction therapists myself, and that's a common one. I dated a guy where that was the case. He knew I loved him so much, and he knew that he got really cash. He used to be a heroin user, and he rationalized it with, well, she loves me so much that she won't find out if I take some Norcos or whatever they were at the time, the pills, some opiate pills. And I was looking for change in his pocket because I needed to feed the meter. This is way back in the day. I'm aging myself. And I found pills. And I broke up with him. And he was surprised. At first he denied it. What? Where did those come from? Like, BS, man. Like, no, did we resolve things? Yeah. I got him into a program. I put him into a methadone program. That's what I did. I was like, this or me, man, or the drug. Then this man cooking on the door, trying to get into his apartment. He's acting weird, not coming out the bathroom. See the signs. Hey, Christy. Thank you so much for your donation, girlfriend. And yeah, I'm about to do last call. I'm just finishing up Tisha's reading. And I don't watch Bridgerton. I've never seen it. But there was something I was gonna say to you, Tisha. Yeah, he thought you wouldn't find out. He thought it wouldn't get to the point where you even would notice. But that's the slippery slope. And again, it's not that he doesn't love you anymore. It's that he knows that you guys love each other and knows that the stakes are harder. The boundaries are tough. And it's hard to just say, near the drug. Before I got clean, someone did that to me. And good for them, honestly, because it forced me to get help and look at myself. I lost out to love. I will come back again. We have another reading to do. Thank you so much, Tisha. I'm going to do last call for if anyone has any questions. I always do last call. And thank you so much, Tisha. Much love and light to you. I hope that wasn't like information overload. Again, I'm not a doctor. I'm not a therapist. But do consider those resources. And much love and light to you. So we are doing last call for all donations tonight, everybody. If you have a question, please let me know. Note you confirmed. Oh, I was like, I confirmed. Oh yeah, your question. Yeah, yeah. Okay. Yeah, no, the signs are all there. I mean, but in terms of like Hi, Debbie. Welcome, honey. You just came in for last call for donations. Do you have a question? Now's the time to donate if you do. What I mean by, bear in mind that, remember, I'm not a doctor, I'm not a therapist yet. I want to be a therapist. It would not hurt to try and outsource here. Three of Pentacles. I know I confirmed that you know, likely 99% has a drug addiction and is using. Now it's about getting him back on his meds, and if we can get him to see into some kind of drug program, not necessarily rehab, even just finding him a job, but there are resources, affordable resources, especially if he's on disability. He should likely have some resources available for addiction specialists that could help. That it doesn't require him having to go somewhere and not work for 3 months, because I also don't believe that those, I don't really advocate for those kind of rehabs. I think that they're kind of just like, first of all, they're either, a lot of them are, they're like way overpriced, like just clean, dry, basically. When I mean clean, I mean drug-free, like resorts. Some of them are just really nasty, but still overpriced. You just came in to say hi? Well, hello, Debbie. Hi, Debbie. Good evening to you. And anybody else who is watching, it is last call tonight for all donations. Yeah. It is last call for all donations. Thank you so much. Speaking of like a resort, fuck a rehab. I'm done with that. I don't need that. Try to make me go to rehab. And I'd rather go. I need to go to the islands. I want to go to the islands. I was going through I actually use an actual calendar that I write in. And I noticed that June is just right around the corner. I mean, it was I don't know about where y'all are in the world, but San Francisco, we had a beautiful day today. It was gorgeous. I had mostly work, but I took Bart to my job because it was super close, so I got to walk in the sun. It was really nice. All right, I'm gonna go. Thank you. It looks like everyone's happy and taken care of. Christy, I'm gonna meet you over on Instagram. Much love and light to you all, and yeah, you too, girl. You too, Miss Debbie. And I will see y'all